reference to the challenges that young people and most people have in terms of dealing with drug and substance abuse. And Ms. Murray, let's give you an opportunity to talk about the program that you have, I Am Recovery, and to give us some idea as to how it's structured and how folks might be able to buy into the kind of program that you have.
Okay. The I Am Recovery program come about because through my life I had some struggles. I placed my kids with my mom. I gave up on everything that I had. I would work sometimes, try to go to college, up and down battles. And within that, I was hiding within myself. And I knew that there had to be a way to find somewhere to find a way out. Most people look down on people in recovery. But you know, if you don't know what it is, then you won't know how to structure the thing itself. So I would take information. I went to several treatment centers, and as I say, I had to realize it was a safety net for me because I didn't feel confident enough in myself. So I went inside to grab a hold to what I needed to do. I ended up going. I've been to jail. You know, I went in there, and I'm like, God, you got to show me what to do. How can I do this? So I began studying and reading and studying. But also, when I came out, I realized that I had to go to one place for one thing, one place to another thing. I wasn't dealing with my inner self. I wasn't, you know, they had put me on medication. All those things, you go from one spot to the other, and it was just like it was caving me in. I was wanting to throw the towel in. So I began to put different things together as I went to different places, got different information. I networked the information together. So in last November, I got down with myself, and I wrote the program I Am Recovery. I Am Recovery entails different aspects of how to recover: self-worth, self-esteem, your boundaries, journaling, codependency. Just different aspects of how to get back to within yourself. Also, you have to have somebody to be accountable to, someone that you can call. Like say in recovery, they say have a sponsor. If it's not a sponsor, let it be a friend. Let someone know when you're feeling bad. You know, hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Those things cause you to downfall. But I have to check myself daily, even today, to know that recovery is real. It's real, but it's also doable. It's doable. It's a way out of it. So the curriculum, it's a curriculum, and it has, like I said, we do the step studies. We do spirituality. It entails inventorying yourself, self-worth, like I say, self-esteem. How to learn to love yourself. That's the main thing. Your family, because like I said, my family was where I didn't think that I thought if I was out of their lives that it would be fixed. No, I destroyed them because I wasn't in their lives. So with my absence, that left my responsibilities on my mother. But by the grace of God, we made it through that. Today, as I say, I'm well and I'm whole. I do a recovery meeting at one of the institutions here, which works. I'm able to share about that. But without someone behind you, without somebody showing you or leading you or believing in you. But first of all, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that the program works, because it does. AA, I'll give it all the credit in the world. The treatment centers, they're good, but you can't stay in there forever. So you have to find a way to grab a hold. And by grabbing a hold, what I done was I put this program together, and I believe it works because it's all the things that have kept me clean and sober today.
And so in a real sense, you're using your life as an example of an individual who has had some real substance abuse problems. But I would imagine that one of the most important considerations is to admit that you've had the problem or that you have the problem. How does that come about in terms of an individual?
Really, they say you have to hit rock bottom before you know that it's real. 70% of the people have to go that way. Some people make it out, but at the same time, you have to admit that there's something wrong. You can't fix it. If something's not broken, you won't fix it. When I realized, because I'd go to college, I'd drop out, I'd work, I'd stop. You know, just all the things that were up and down battles let me know that that's not how stable people live. You know, you can look around within yourself and within your family and see destruction. And like I say, destruction comes when you're not whole within yourself. But the main thing is asking for help. And when you ask for help, there are all kind of, that's why I moved to Nashville. Nashville has plenty of opportunities. There are so many people, so many entities that are willing to bring people up. Even from, homelessness, you know, all of those things fall into that. Most of the things that happen with drug addiction usually comes from another situation happening, and then it all falls into place. You're homeless, so you give up. You don't have a job, so you give up. You need medication, you can't afford it, so you give up. All of these things. But the major structure is, I love Nashville because Nashville provides those opportunities, but you got to be willing to go out there and find them and ask for help.
And so it's an individual's desire that in a real sense helps to overcome addiction, and anything else that is added to it is simply a supplement to the individual's desire. And so if an individual does not wish to be clean, they cannot be clean. No matter what they say, and they've got to have a psychological. Are you saying that they have to have a psychological understanding, and that this is what I have to do, and be able to stick to that? Is that it?
That's exactly it. You have to have a psychological change. And I used to say, "Oh Lord, I want to change. I want to change. Help me change. Help me change." The change was there, but I had to follow through with it. Every time that I went back into substance abuse, it wasn't because the change wasn't there. It was because I was changing what I was doing. As long as I followed through on the path of what I needed to do, then it works. That's why they say it works if you work it, and that's the honest truth. But you can't work it unless you fix the problem, and that is within yourself. I tried it for my kids, for my parents, for my friends, for the church. None of that worked until I got me fixed. But you can't help anyone until you help yourself.
And so it's an individual decision that has to be made, and I would imagine that that's like anything else. Whether you're dealing with the ability to try to achieve or whatever it is, it has to first come from a decision that an individual has to make, and unless he or she makes that decision to do that, then it can never be done.
Correct. That's correct. You have to. That's enough.